Welcome to Beer Biscuits, the podcast where two lifelong friends talk about life for a long time. I'm Link.
And I'm Rhett. This week at the round table of dim lighting, we're going to be answering your questions about such things like...
Such things like...
Like things such as... About things such as... Like this that I'm about to say.
Well, say it then. I'll say it.
Weird interview questions.
Job interview questions.
If you hate someone your friend is dating.
Oh, crap. Oh, crap.
You know you've been there. Maybe you're there right now.
And much more.
But I have something that I want to show you. It is just another reminder or another reason, no offense, Jenna, that I'm happy to be in a long-term relationship and not be dating.
And to have been in it for a long time.
I get it.
Is that what you're saying?
My long-term partner, Jessie, shared this with me last night. And she was like, this is what they're doing in Spain. This is how they're dating in Spain.
In Spain?
Yeah. So check this out. Check this out.
So exhausting living with a man.
Okay. This is not
That
it.
wasn't it. That wasn't it.
It is
You pulled it up
living
as
with a
something
man.
else. Something else.
Living with a man. Yeah, I know it is, but that's not what.
The pineapple is changing the dating game in Spain. They're not using Tinder, Bumble, or any dating apps. They are going to a specific supermarket from 7 to 8 p.m. Look at how many people show up to this supermarket. So people that are trying to find love are going to this specific supermarket called Mercadona. Now, Mercadona is all over Spain, so this is happening across the country. And they are going from 7 to 8 p.m. So how do you know who's looking for love? Single people, they want to find their other half, grab a pineapple. They put it upside down in their shopping cart.
Estamos preparadas.
Once you have the pineapple, you head to the wine selection or the wine aisle. Once you get there, if you find someone that you like and they also have the pineapple upside down, you have to crash your shopping cart. If you're looking for a long-term relationship, people buy a pack of lentils because lentils last forever in your pantry. But if you're looking for a one-night stand type of thing, people buy lettuce because it goes bad quickly. So if you're in Spain right now and you want to find love, head to Mercadona from 7 to 8 and see what happens.
What? This is not
So
real.
first of all, this is
not real.
First of all, let me just say, this is probably an incredible campaign for this supermarket. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
However,
I love that.
I think it's wonderful,
and
and
I
I
think
don't.
people are actually participating.
Yeah.
So it's really happening, but you think that there are.
I have no way. I have no way of knowing. It's
You're
just
not
an
in Spain.
It's just an Instagram video sent to me, but it got Jessie and I talking about just like why we were so glad that we don't have to date and like use dating apps and that kind of thing. But I think that there's something to this whole real world thing happening, and the fact that it's like, oh, in this country at these supermarkets during this time, this is the system, and it's kind of like a speed dating kind of thing, but it's fun.
Fun little excursion. So let me see if I got this straight. You if you're participating, you put a pineapple upside down in your cart, and then you go to the wine section in order to display whether you have lentils or lettuce.
Or you have to crash the cart of somebody.
And then you crash the cart into somebody. That's the part that I'm questioning. The crashing of the cart. Like, when do you actually talk to somebody?
It feels unnecessary, is what you're saying, maybe.
But if it's I guess that breaks the ice, you know. Here's how you strike up a conversation. By striking your cart against the other person's. For some people, that's the hardest part, is beginning a conversation.
I thought the pineapple thing was a swingers thing.
Yeah, the upside down pineapple is a swingers thing.
So if you do that in the U.S., you're
in the U.S., it's going to get confused.
In a shopping cart?
Well, I've seen it on. It's a lot of times a cruise thing that people will do
On their doors?
Yes.
Or
buffet?
on their person, like
both.
An upside
like a pineapple
down.
pin or an upside down pineapple pin?
Upside down pineapple pin. And then they'll have pineapple decor on their door that'll be upside down as well. So yeah, but this is it. I think this is just a U.S. thing. So
You're
we'd
just-
have to come up with something different than an upside down pineapple here in the U.S. Otherwise, people will think instead of singles, you're swingers.
And
Right.
are they actually buying this stuff? I know this is just a technical dad
I
question.
hope that they're buying this.
But I feel like if you're gonna put a pineapple in your cart, you should buy it. And so then, because otherwise there's a bunch of pineapples that get handled and then put back. So hopefully you're buying the things.
That's what we care most about here, is the the handling of the pineapples.
How does this strike you? You know, like in terms of like that kind of real world setting versus the online process.
I think that's really fun. I would love a designated time to go to the supermarket, also do my groceries,
Yeah, 2
and
for 1.
potentially find
A mate.
yeah.
Yeah.
A one-night
I
stand,
don't know if I'd call it a mate.
you know? You're looking
A
for a
date.
one-night stand.
We're looking
Date.
for dates, not
Man,
mates.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, would I want I think I would want to go okay, here's I would want to go to the wine section first, see what we're working with, and then
Yep.
after we've
You put
bumped
your
our
pineapple.
carts, after we've bumped
Yeah.
our carts,
There's a
then
system.
I'll decide if I want the lettuce or the lentils.
Oh, wine first.
Wine
So,
first, and
Jenna's
then
got the reverse.
Yeah,
Approach
she
to
hacked the
this.
system. I get it.
Well, you should be an employee at this grocery store.
Oh, all right. See you later. I'm just pop over to Spain.
That does seem fun to have it, you know, the gamification of dating, but also in real life. And you can get your shopping
And
done
I
at the
just
same
think
time.
there's being able to make the thing that seems to have been somewhat lost in the online dating world is really being able to make a judgment about somebody. It's just so much harder to do based on a profile.
Yep.
Are there dating profiles now that show, like you have video, right? You can still put video.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I think that's important. I
There's
I don't
some.
think I would date anybody without some sort of video, because you can manipulate photos so much.
Right.
And then, because what happens
Right, you're
after you're interested in somebody that you've only seen their pictures, that then you just start texting them? Is that what happens? You're not learning anything from that, except their ability to text and flirt text. I want to see videos. I want to see you do some real world stuff. Like, give me a little vlog
Do they have videos
or
on
a
the dating
calisthenic
profiles?
routine or something. That's
Yeah,
what they
you can
said,
have
yeah.
video now.
The other thing that just blows my mind, it's just so far off of my radar, is people basically publicly stating that they just want to hook up with somebody once.
Mhm.
I mean, that just, I guess it makes sense for you're just putting your intentions out there, and you match up with people who have the same intentions. But I mean, it's not like I would go down the street saying I'm just looking for some fun. I'm looking for a one night stand.
Well, you don't find those people on the street.
On the street.
Usually.
Unless you're paying for it.
There's specific, like bars and clubs is where usually those people lurk.
I just think I'm bringing a lot of personal stigma of a one night stand to this conversation.
Yeah,
I think
don't
really
shame that.
what I'm doing at this point.
After
Well,
I
because
just said I'd decide after I see the guy.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine it.
My perspective on
It's
that
so otherworldly to me.
is that it's healthier
Have sex with
to-
somebody
hold on.
once?
It's healthier to communicate that that's what you want, and for
I agree
both
with
people to be on the same
I
page.
totally get that.
Rather than it to be like, what is this thing? Oh, you thought this, I thought that. Like, that's why the system of the lentils and the lettuce, or whatever you put on your dating profile, makes sense.
Lentils and lettuce.
But I do think a lot of this is I mean, I know a big part of the way that we think about it is just based on the level of power and gravity that we attached to sex
yeah,
in our old lives.
right.
And I'm not saying it isn't a big deal. I'm not saying it isn't a big deal. But like we were told things like out of purity culture that essentially like you're literally sharing your soul with somebody, like a little bit of your soul and a little bit of their soul, like intermingle, which is just such a weird thing to think. And that we were just like, okay, some pastor said that, so that must be true. But
I think this
but
is
it's not exercise. It's not a yoga class. I agree with that.
Here's what I'm trying to amend my the fact that I'm trying to figure out what a one night stand is. It's not that I understand why people would want to have a one night stand. I think it's the stigma that I'm still kind of carrying because I have nothing to do with this. I just don't think about it that often. Is that it's illicit. It's illicit. But it's not illicit. It's something that you just put on your profile, and it's something that if you're two consenting adults, it's just something that you can do, I guess. But can you tell how little I've thought about this?
But I do think,
isn't
the illicit, okay.
So it's not necessarily, is it?
But the illicit
is a one night
nature,
stand always illicit?
Well, but is
feeling?
Is the illicit nature of it part of
the fun of it?
Right. It's like, I don't know who this person really is, but I know that I want to have sex with them.
In a hypothetical, non-personal sense, I'm asking two of y'all.
Okay.
What is, do people nowadays, when they're dating and they say they just want to hook up, it's just like matter of fact. It's not anything to feel shame or like embarrassment or sneaky about.
Right. Yeah. Upfront and honest, always the best option.
But it's normal.
Yeah.
It's just a part of culture.
Yeah. Say it up front.
I think it's always been normal. It's just we were never a part of that culture.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it is.
And then we got married, and we've been
That's
married
what's
for
happening.
25 years.
So, and it's just this whole world that I completely don't understand and have never been able to relate to. And I'm talking about dating, right? So I don't know. It's just, that's really why I think you and Jesse were saying, I can't imagine having to figure all of that out. It's because there's so much to it.
It's exhausting. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It has to be exhausting. It has to be exhausting.
Yeah. I was just like, I mean, even, I've just found myself lately, even when I have an option to go do something, I'm just like, I kind of just want to be at home. It's just like watch something on TV, you know?
So if you had to actually date somebody, it would never happen.
Well, no, I mean, if I was forced to, if I was single,
if you were single,
if
you
I
would
was
be motivated.
single again, I would be dating. I'm not saying I would be, I'm not one of those people that's like, if I'm ever single again, I'm never dating. No, of course, I would be dating somebody. I just would not be, the only thing that I would be enthusiastic about is making a connection with a person. But I would not be excited about all of the things that go along with whatever you have to engineer to make a connection with somebody.
The system.
Because I hate that stuff.
The culture around it, yeah.
I hate it, you know? And it's just like, and also you have to represent yourself. Now, this is one of the things that we would be, the fact that we have represented ourselves so thoroughly on the internet that like our dating profile is essentially irrelevant if we ever have a dating profile. Because it's just like, I've talked for hours and hours and hours, so many hours on the internet, too much, honestly. But it's how we make a living. And so it would just be like, I don't need to tell you what I'm into. I don't need to say anything. It's just like, just Google a little bit, and then if you're still interested, then let's talk. You know what I'm saying?
So if we were single and we were trying to date, we couldn't show up on, it would be weird to show up on a normal dating app, right? That's why Raya exists. But I'm hearing that Raya is not great.
It isn't great.
What's the word on Raya?
Why isn't it great?
Raya, it's fine. It's fine. It's not great. It's just a lot of...
If you see a celebrity on there, you're not surprised, though.
You're not surprised when you see a
But
celebrity.
there's got to be a new Raya, right? Because the whole idea of Raya, as far as I'm understood it, was the exclusivity, right? Uh-huh. And so, but once you start letting a lot of people in, it becomes less exclusive. It's just like the cool club in town. You have to then create the new one. And that's been years, so there's gotta be a new Raya that's not being talked about, but certain people know about it.
Yeah.
That's gotta be the case, right?
Yep.
I think the issue with Raya is that no one ever meets up. Like, you'll make matches and have little mini conversations, maybe, but you don't really hear about people actually getting together and going out.
Because they're
Everyone's-
celebrities?
Everyone's so busy, or I guess celebrity is. I don't know why.
Celebrities just messing around.
Maybe.
Ben Afflecking it up.
Yeah.
He
You
was on
all
that.
I don't think you could also just do like a dating service thing too. You don't have
Oh.
to do the apps.
Like a matchmaker?
Yeah, you can hire a matchmaker.
What? That's still a thing?
Oh yeah.
Yes, it is. Uh-huh.
Do you not
Okay.
watch Indian Matchmaker?
Well, okay. Yeah, but I assumed it was just for Indians.
There's lots of different matchmakers.
It's like a real estate agent. And
Yeah.
so everybody, so it's like you sign up, everybody's, if you're working with this matchmaker, then that's the pool that this matchmaker's working with. They're not like making posts on your behalf, like
Right.
putting flyers on light poles. and
They're
stuff.
like, I have someone I would like you to meet based on, it's like a travel agent for dating.
Yeah.
That exists for sure.
I say that would be much more palatable for you all than trying to navigate the apps.
A concierge service.
Do this for me.
Maybe it comes with a credit card.
Deliver me a date.
Maybe if you get the right credit card, it's an automatic perk.
Yeah.
I need a reservation.
You get a dating concierge.
I need a reservation at what's that sushi place in Malibu? Nobu.
Nobu.
I need a reservation at Nobu, and I would like someone to be there when I show up.
Oh my god.
That's an escort. That's an
No,
escort.
no,
Yeah.
no.
When you say it
American Express would never. No, they would not. So yeah, I'm glad I'm married.
I'm so glad I'm married. Sorry, y'all.
I'm not offended.
Let's get to some voicemails after I share with you that the Sporked Awards is happening, and you can be a part of this. Of course, Sporked is our one-stop shop for shopping at grocery stores, knowing what to get. Get the right stuff. And so what are they doing?
They're asking you to nominate your pick in a bunch of different categories.
What's the best new soda? What's the best new snack? What about the best new condiment? So these are like new things on the market that you're really in love with. Go over to Sporked and nominate your pick.
And then the who wins the awards will go live on the 23rd of December. So, get over there and do it.
Sporked.com. I don't know about you, but to me, the holidays are all about stuffing your face with home-cooked meals until you can barely move. And while I actually don't mind doing dishes, most people do, but I also don't want it to take forever. That's why you need HexClad, the cookware that basically is a holiday miracle.
HexClad has the high-end performance of stainless steel, but it's also non-stick. So when Aunt Linda's famous gravy turns into cement, you won't damage your pan or your holiday spirit.
For a very limited time, you can shop HexClad's biggest sale of the year and save up to 42% off. Just go to hexclad.com/ear.
I hate cleaning, but I love cooking, and I've been experimenting with all kinds of different pans for different purposes. And the way that HexClad brings together all the best features of the pans that I like has been something that I have not found in any other pan.
HexClad's 6-piece set features 6 of their most popular pots and pans with an accompanying lid that can handle all of your holiday cooking needs. So say goodbye to sticking, burning, and uneven cooking, and hello to perfection with every dish.
And speaking of those features, the way they come together, you've got the performance of stainless steel, you got the durability of cast iron, and the convenience of nonstick. And let me add another thing. You've got the lightness that you're looking for that you don't get with cast iron. I got a cast iron pan, I don't have a can, a pan that it feels like I need to do a workout in order to be prepared to lift it. So you get all those benefits in one pan with
There you
HexClad.
go. It's also metal utensil safe, dishwasher safe, and oven safe up to 500 degrees. Plus, they're induction ready and even have a stay cool handle so you can saute with ease.
For a very limited time, only you can shop HexClad's biggest sale of the year, up to 42% off with our exclusive link. Just head to hexclad.com/ear to unlock the best deals of the year.
Support our show and check them out at hexclad.com/ear. Bon appetit. Let's eat with Hexclad's revolutionary cookware. Happy cooking and happy holidays.
We recently looked at, based on data, the things that made people attractive on dating apps, that made men attractive to women specifically on dating apps.
Yeah, like interests.
And foreign languages, being able to speak a
That's
foreign
right.
language or pursuing to be able to speak a foreign language ended up being one of the top most attractive things.
There you go. That's how we're gonna promote Rosetta Stone, the most trusted language learning program, available on desktop or as an app that truly immerses you in the language you want to learn.
They use trusted experts for 30 years with millions of users and 25 languages offered, including but not limited to Spanish, French, Italian, Korean, Chinese, Dutch, and Arabic.
Rosetta Stone immerses you in many ways. There are no English translations, so you really learn to speak, listen, and think in that language.
It's also designed for long-term retention. They even have a built-in true accent feature that gives you feedback on your pronunciation, kind of like a personal trainer for your accent.
It's an amazing value. A lifetime membership has all 25 languages for any language needs you might have.
Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a short time, you can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership holiday special. This offer is not gonna last long. Visit rosettastone.com/ear.
That's unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your holiday offer at rosettastone.com/ear today for yourself or as a gift that keeps giving.
Hey, Ear Biscuit listener, Etsy knows what kind of holiday gifting reactions you're looking for this year.
You want squeals of delight, happy tears, and spontaneously written songs of joy, right? Well, to get reactions like those, you need to make sure everyone on your list feels heard with handmade, hand-picked, and designed gifts from small shops on Etsy.
That's been my experience with Etsy, is that anytime I was looking for something that was thoughtful, like thoughtful to someone's specific tastes or personality, and even sometimes my own tastes. I've gotten some stuff that's just like, stuff you can't get anywhere else other than Etsy.
Yeah, Etsy makes it so simple to find original items that will make whoever you're shopping for feel extra special.
When they open that box, it'll be love at first gift, the kind of love you can only get when a gift is truly thoughtful and perfect for that person.
Shop Etsy this holiday season for personalized jewelry, custom artwork, cozy style items, vintage pieces, and home decor to celebrate all your favorite people and their specific kind of special.
For original gifts that say, I get you, Etsy has it.
All right, hit us with a voicemail.
Hi, Rhett Link. This is Stephanie. I wanted to call in because I recently found myself in a situation during an interview where I got asked a question and I kind of froze. So I was just wondering what you guys think I maybe should have answered, any of that. The question was, if you had to remove a color of the rainbow, which would it be and why? And I literally said orange because I think I don't look good in it. Literally so embarrassed. Would really appreciate to hear what you guys think I should have said instead. Thank you. Love you both. Bye.
That was a great answer.
Well, it definitely was honest, and if it was quick, at least it was quick. Now, she said job interview or business interview. I think she said business interview.
Yeah, just an interview.
I would say that those are the same.
I know, but I just couldn't quite understand what she said. Business interview, I think is what she said. First of all, what business do they have asking this question? Why are they asking such a cockamamie, off the wall? I mean, is the business that she's applying to work for like the Rainbow Maker?
No, it's
know?
the Rainbow Color Remover Company. Known for removing colors from rainbows. They got to know which one, so they got to know what the candidates think.
Why? So, well, how big did it start?
This is a dumb...
Was the rainbow huge?
You're right. This is a dumb question. This is a dumb question.
But why? So why are they asking this dumb off the wall question in order to assess?
Well, if you were
Thinking on your
hiring
feet?
somebody for a like an improv role, it could be like, oh, let's see if they say something funny to this question. But
Right. Being able to think quickly on your feet, I guess. Being able to keep it in a high pressure environment where you're being judged. That's what every question is, though. You know, I just don't believe in that type of question.
I do believe there is a correct answer to this question.
Oh, you mean you believe there's a correct answer? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Did you say business interview or
Yeah.
job interview?
I think there's a correct answer to the question about the rainbow, and it's indigo.
Oh man, you going after indigo? Well then I hold on, man. I'm gonna go after violet.
Well,
I like indigo,
yeah, but violet's basically purple.
but violet sounds almost like violence.
When you get to the end of the rainbow,
like that.
you have this blue to purple spectrum.
Yeah.
And then we got really confused
Yeah.
about halfway between blue and purple, and it's a color that no one ever talks about, no one ever uses. You don't even know the difference between blue and purple. Every time we play the cornhole game on GMM, you get them confused. They're too close. I personally, I'm a purple guy. I love purple. It's my favorite color this year. And
And you're calling that violet.
I'm saying that that's violet.
So we don't know what indigo is. It's that place.
It's in between purple and blue. It's on the spectrum.
When you don't know what a color is, in you go between blue and purple.
I actually
That's why they
think,
call it that. In you go.
ironically, I might be wearing an indigo
No,
sweater.
you're not, are you?
I mean,
Indigo is a lighter purple, I assume, because then it's blue, indigo, and then violet is a darker purple.
well, let's look this up.
And is black a color of the rainbow?
No,
No.
black's
Well-
not a part of the visual spectrum of the rainbow because it's not because it's all light colors,
Yes,
right?
yes. And white. See, the company
Black
already
is technically
removed black.
every color.
Yeah. And white is the.
None of them. The
Okay.
absence of.
The company
color.
removed both of
Absence
those. And now
Indigo.
they're hiring
I took an
apparently
art class.
to remove even more.
Indigo.
Well, I'm telling you right now, that's purple. I mean,
Yeah.
I am upset that they made that. Roy G. Biv, I guess it was just Roy. You need to keep the indigo rep because that's a vowel.
Roy G. BV.
Roy,
That
look,
sounds gross.
Roy
It is
G.
gross.
You got
Go
you
see a
got to
doctor.
keep the I. You got to keep that vowel. You can get rid of the violet.
Only
Roy
girls
G.
get
Bye. Well, that's what we want. We want the rainbow to be bye. Roy G. Bye. That's it.
Well, no,
Isn't it?
it never gets purple enough at the end, though.
I mean, it's so queer. You might as well
Yeah, but
embrace the bi-ness.
can I just
It's
say?
part of that?
Can I just say that people making decisions on the internet to represent things
They
is
don't
so unreliable. So look at this. This one shows blue and then purple, which they're calling indigo, and then violet is almost pink. And then this one, blue is a lighter blue, indigo is a darker blue, and then you have purple. Which is basically the same thing on this one.
Light blue, dark blue. Indigo, dark blue.
But then look at this one. Violet gets even darker, and indigo is basically a light purple in between. And then look at this one. Indigo is almost black. There is no rhyme or reason to this. This is why it's so confusing.
Don't
We just
work for
need-
this company.
We need blue and purple.
If they're offering you the job, don't take it because they're not doing a good job. The Rainbow Company is just, they need to get their act together. They need to take a little hiatus.
Well, I have another.
And figure it
I have
out.
another acceptable answer. If you're okay.
What about Oiji Biv?
My theory?
Oi!
My theory is
Take the red
that
out.
these questions are being asked. Somebody is generating these questions to ask and hack people are using them in their interviews because they can't think of better questions. So you want to be ready for this. I think that my other answer is an acceptable one, that we need to get rid of indigo because it's unnecessary. But I think a better answer would be, listen, in order to get rid of a color of the rainbow, I would have to change the laws of physics, which would probably cause the entire universe to break down. Because
Okay.
all the
Yeah.
rainbow
No-
is a light spectrum. So if you want me to play God right now and destroy the room that we're in and everything in the entire universe, I'll answer your question. But I prefer not to destroy everything. I just want a job.
And you know what that is? That's the type of guy that everybody loves to work with. Hire that man.
Oh, that's a problem solver is what that is.
Thank you for coming in today, sir.
Next question.
I'll be like, why do you ask? I mean, I think that's honest. If you could remove one color from the rainbow.
Why do you
which one-
ask?
Why do you ask?
Well, because it's on a list of questions I have to ask.
Why do you ask? Does that have anything to do with what I'm going to be doing for you? Am I all right? Am I going to be the guy who has to remove that color? Because I'm not signing up for this. I'm not going to be the guy that just squished the rainbow by a color. Like, I mean, the only person who's going to be happy about that is apparently you. You're going to make enemies left and right if you're shortening the rainbow. What are the leprechauns going to think?
Stink. The leprechauns are going to stink if you do
What are
this.
the leprechauns going to stink?
They're going to put up a stink.
You know, you cannot. You cannot. Don't fall for that. Unless, I mean, you better be getting paid a lot.
But I think
you better have retirement money.
You
if you're
actually
sitting there
answered the
altering
question
rainbow.
pretty well. You answered the question pretty well. I mean, I think that
It was a little
you shouldn't be
self-centered.
embarrassed. You shouldn't be embarrassed.
A little self-centered.
Next question.
Hi, I'm Karen from Connecticut. I just want to, I'm listening right now to Ear Biscuits where Rhett is explaining his eye procedure. I'm going to reenact basically now what I've been saying to myself in the car as I'm listening to this Ear Biscuit.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God! What? No!
Yeah.
No! What? You gotta be kidding me! What? Oh my God! Okay.
Oh.
Scene. Anyway,
Scene.
love you guys. Take care.
This was from
Bye.
just listening to me talk about it?
Of course, dude.
it was gross.
You rocked the Ear Biscuiteer listenership.
But then I
dude.
showed it
and
on
then
the video.
showing it, I mean, yes, listening and then showing it. People are like, "You ruined my day." You know, I mean, you plan, and then for those who saw it, you've ruined. You might have ruined a lot because there's an image planted in there of gunk squirting out of your eyelids.
I did to give a warning, you know.
I put a warning in the
There was
video,
plenty
too.
of opportunities
I'm like,
to look
skip
away.
to here if you would like.
Well, apparently, a lot of people who needed to didn't because their days or lives
Oh,
have been ruined.
if you watched it, if after that you chose to watch it and then it ruined your day, well, that's on you.
we put a warning.
That's on you.
Meanwhile, you're doing better.
I am.
Update. Have you gone back again? You just
No, I'll go back 2 weeks from now.
Have you-
I
have you
sent,
been
I sent the
tempted to do it
episode
yourself?
to no. I sent the episode to my doctor,
Oh, you did?
and he replied, "Well, we'll check it out." He's so busy. He's so busy.
How can you watch videos when he's squeezing eyeballs?
Yeah, and the message back was at like midnight.
Oh,
I mean, he's just working hard.
you up?
Yeah, so
So no apologies from you.
no, definitely. In fact, you're welcome to the people who were like, you know, thanks for telling me about this. I did see somebody say that I was getting ripped off, you know, which I don't know how I'm getting ripped off considering that I'm seeing results. Maybe all of it's not necessary is what you're saying, but I don't know. I'm doing it all, man. I'm doing it all. Give me all the treatments you got.
You can afford to be a little ripped off.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if it's working, it's working.
right.
You know, you have that luxury.
I don't know which individual thing is working best, but I know I'm doing a lot better. I'm happy.
Rhett, you look like $1 million.
I literally was in
the eye region.
looking at, I was in the bathroom here at Mythical, and we had shot something, and I was just like, I like looked at myself in the mirror, just checking things, and I was like, this is really like it's really had an impact. I was like, man, I was in a place where I thought, what was I going to do for the rest of my life?
You know, I do think that if you got some nagging thing, it's best to be your number one advocate is yourself.
And I've started noticing it in media personalities.
Oh, that their eyes are red? You're going to start reaching out to people?
Well, okay, so
You're going to be the eye squeezer concierge?
I don't watch NFL football on a regular basis, but I saw a clip, and it was Troy Aikman, you know, former
I can
Dallas
picture
Cowboy.
his eyelids being all puffed.
Well, his eyes are super, super red, and they were so red on the broadcast that I was like, "Oh, bro, you didn't like use like a some kind of I would always use drops, right?"
Right. So maybe you could
But then I was like,
call
"Oh,
him.
he's definitely got dry eyes." I mean, it could be. There's lots of things that can cause red eyes, but I just immediately was like, "Man, I feel your pain." But then I like go on social media and see that everyone is talking about his eyes, and I'm like, "Bro, I understand."
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, he has the resources to go, and I don't know what if he's had a look. And then I'm watching basketball the other night, and I don't know his name, but like the coach, I think it's the coach from the Phoenix Suns. I like look at his eyes. I was like,
Herbert.
I'm like, dry eyes, man. Dry eyes.
You've seen it everywhere.
I've seen it everywhere.
It's that phenomenon once you're exposed to something, like if
you get a certain car.
If you're looking for a car, we always forget what it's called. But like once it's on your radar, you see it everywhere. And otherwise you could be completely blind to it.
And I'm seeing people and I'm like, man, you're suffering. And again, I know that not everybody can address it. I'm not saying they're not trying to. But
Troy Aikman could.
But you see it and no, but I'm saying that sometimes people do all this stuff and it doesn't help.
Oh.
Trust me, I've been on Reddit. I've been to the dry eye subreddit.
Oh, snap. Well, let's get
not a happy place.
Let's get another voicemail. Good work, though.
Hi, Rhett Link. I'm Lexi. I'm from Victoria, Canada. And basically my problem that I was hoping to get advice with is my dearest best friend, who I love very, very much, is dating a guy that I cannot stand. Like, I hate the guy. Whenever we're all together in a group, I just fight with her boyfriend the whole time. And other people that I'm close with also agree. He's very condescending, very rude. I do not like him. And I've recently moved away from my best friend, and she wants to come visit me over the holidays, but she wants to bring her boyfriend. And I do not want her to bring her boyfriend here. And I think I've made it very clear that I do not like him. So I don't know what to do. Let me know if you have any advice. Love y'all.
I think this is pretty common. It has to be. You know?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You love somebody. They're your close friend, but hey, they're interested in people. Just because they like you, they can also like people who you don't like. Maybe you're too much alike. I wonder if there's a little bit of that happening.
She's too much like her friend? Too much like the guy?
Yeah.
Well, she said that he was condescending and that multiple people didn't like
that's
him.
the clincher for me, is that multiple friends are vouching for her. I just don't know how you have a best friend, and she said she knows that I can't stand the guy. But is that just like from vibes? Or have you had a conversation about it? I think the invitation is an opportunity because, of course, as we've established again and again, it's our mantra. It's pretty new, but it's our mantra. Don't talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, don't just find a way to talk through things and, find a way forward through, collective brainstorming with your best friend. Don't do that.
Make it fun.
Make this fun. And, make the guy you don't
out of it.
Make the guy you don't like a little bit of the victim. I think if he's going to come down there, you've got quite an itinerary planned, and everything is like full of two-seaters. And she's coming to visit you and bringing him, so one of the two of them is always going to be with you, and it's probably going to be her, right? So he's kicked to the curb. You know what? They only have 2 seats on this paddle boat.
They're going paddle boating during Christmas? Where do these people live?
Well, if they're coming out here to LA, it works.
Of
course, the Echo Park Swans, Echo Lake, they
That could be 5 people.
I think they have 5 people, but like,
Or you put a whoopee cushion in his seat.
you don't know how you. I'm trying to. What's some 2-seater stuff? I did this little cute car tour thing. It was like this little go-kart type thing with 2 wheels in the front and 1 wheel in the back, and it was an open cab thing. And me and Christy did it with another couple a couple years ago. And it was a sunrise ride around LA that ended up at the Griffith Park Observatory to watch the sunrise.
That's too early, man.
It was very cold, but it was super cool, and it was just a little 2-seater. And you're riding around with a helmet and goggles and like bundled up with, and it was fun.
Maybe you make him go on that by himself and you don't get up.
It was fun, but like he couldn't do it or he'd have to be in another car. What's another 2-seater thing? Maybe a horse and carriage. I think if you're just Googling that, you're gonna get all the 2-seater stuff, and then he's gonna be, you know what? You can be at this coffee shop while we're doing this, and then you can be over here while we're doing this, and you know what? Maybe you just don't come. You know, just let them say that. You know what? You just go on without me. The whole trip.
Well, maybe you do all the 2-seater reservations ahead of time,
Mm-hmm.
and then you tell her, like, I've got a lot of stuff planned for us. Unfortunately, everything that I plan is just for 2 people.
It's the 2-seater itinerary.
And so
That's how we do things in our town.
I'm sorry, but it seems like he's gonna have to figure out something to do.
Made reservations at this place that you're gonna love.
But they only take 2
They
people.
only take 2.
Yeah.
And if he's a smoker, you say, and it's in the non-smoking section.
Right.
I don't know if that still happens anywhere in the world, or at least in America, but I miss that. No, I don't. I miss saying non-smoking. I don't know. It just felt like I was going into a club and I had a designated area. It feels special to have.
Usually you didn't have to designate non-smoking. You had to designate that you wanted
smoking
a smoking
or non.
section.
That's what they would say.
Yeah, they would say that at some places.
What do you want to do to kick this guy to the curb?
I like the 2-seater plan, but it seems like it might be impractical, and it might, if she resists at all at the very beginning, if your friend resists this, then you're kind of screwed if that's all you got. So I think that
that's one idea.
I think that one of the ways to deal with difficult people in difficult situations in general is to gamify them in a way that literally makes you feel like you're in a game. So, you know how, I mean, and I do this, I play this little mind trick on myself sometimes where I might be going through something difficult, a difficult circumstance, facing a challenge that seems insurmountable.
Okay.
And I just say something to myself like, well, this is the point in the game, or this is the point in the movie in which, you know, all hope is lost because we have to have this to make things interesting in order for things to turn around.
Okay, so this is what makes a good story.
It's
and
a
the story
it's a
is your
narrative.
life.
It's a narrative.
So
I turn my situation into a narrative of which I am the main character.
Yeah, this is main character energy.
And then it
adjacent.
helps me get through certain situations because it's just like, oh, if the movie was me just enjoying everything and getting everything that I wanted and never having any resistance and succeeding at everything that I tried, it would be the most boring movie there's ever been. And I'm watching the movie happen as I'm in it, right? So you need these things. You need to grow. Your character needs to change from the beginning into the end. And so you need things like this to encounter.
It could be a murder mystery. Who killed my best friend's boyfriend?
That's a little extreme. But what you can do when you're about to encounter somebody like this, now, first of all, if you have a conversation and you say, I don't like him and I don't want him to come, that is obviously one route that you could take. But if you're like, okay, I do want to see my friend, and the only circumstance in which I can see my friend is if she brings her boyfriend, then I think you have to create some sort of mission that you have, which is, I'm not gonna just let this guy come into my life and ruin a series of days for me, but I know that he's basically the villain in this Christmas movie that I'm making over the next couple of weeks. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that it's actually, I don't know what you do
people usually
with
don't
that.
die in a Christmas movie.
I don't know what
It's
you
more
do
like-
with that, but like if it's just, there's an annoying person in this movie and it happens to be my best friend's boyfriend, that can be kind of funny, right? Because you would put a character like that into a situation. So it's a way of kind of approaching life with a lightness.
Well, that particular part of it, I think there's something to that. I like the story of my life thing, embracing whatever hardship comes and whatever's not exactly what you desire as any part of a good story. I do like that. That's a good thing to think about. The other thing that you made me think about, I forgot, but I'm going to remember it because I'm going to keep thinking about it. What's the last thing you said? The last thing you said was, what's the last thing you said?
I said an annoying person could be an entertaining.
Yes, I like that too because if they're getting under your skin, there's just if you can pivot your reaction
to fascination.
To fascination and curiosity, or just amusement, just laugh at maybe silently. silently laugh at his ability to be annoying.
Yeah,
And
honestly,
condescending.
I
It's just
do
like,
this.
Oh my gosh! Like if he's a character in a movie, he's written that way, and you just find it funny, as if you're watching it.
If there's somebody who like always like every time you start telling a story, they interrupt and start telling a story that it made them think of or whatever. Like I'm not saying that's you. I know people like that, and when I know that I'm going to be around a person like that, I make a choice to observe that with a sense of curiosity and fascination and not annoyance. And I'm like, I'm telling a story. I know at some point this person is going to take what I'm saying and make it about something that happened to them. And when that happens, I'm like, ding, there it is. Interesting. And it becomes much less annoying to me because I know that it's going to happen.
And now
I'm just sitting around like a scientist, I'm an anthropologist observing this person.
And I think that the catchphrase of interesting is a good one. Whenever somebody says something condescending to you, or just like, interesting.
When somebody is like insulting you or trying to embarrass you, if you let it penetrate you and you absorb it and they can see that they got what they were going for.
Don't let your best friend's boyfriend penetrate you.
Yeah, that's rule number one.
Interesting.
But if you don't have to, I mean, saying interesting could be interesting, or it could just simply be a slight cock of the head, and I'm just kind of looking at somebody like, you're
a fascination. As if there's a glass between you and him.
You're observing them.
Yeah.
You pull out your notepad and write something down.
Yeah. And you can walk away. But he is trapped. He is trapped on the other side of the glass, but you can walk away. I think that could be going to the bathroom, and your girlfriend can come with you, and y'all can stay there for as long as you want because culture dictates that that's what you can do.
There's actually a name for this. It's called, it's like detached observance or something like that.
Buddhism.
There's literally a name.
I do know what you're talking about.
When you get into a situation with a difficult person and you are no longer have a goal with them and you're detaching yourself from the outcomes and you're observing them with curiosity, it's a much better way to live with difficult people for sure.
Carry a clipboard?
I mean, I have been doing that.
Okay. So. Yeah. I think we got that one. Boy, some of them, I always feel great about the advice we give. Sometimes I really feel like we got it, and boy, did we get it.
We nailed that one.
We're on a roll.
Okay, hear me out. You have the opportunity to speak to your dogs, and your dogs can speak to you.
Oh.
Do you do it? Because for me personally, I've done some crazy shit in front of my dog that I do not want people to know about.
What?
So, love to hear what you guys have to say about that. And I would love to know what conversation you would have with your dog for the first time if you could talk to it. Love you guys so much. You are one of the, if not the favorite part of my day. Thank you so much. And hope I get to hear what you would do if you could talk to your dogs. I think that Barbara and Sean would have a lot to say, Rhett. Thanks, love you guys.
You'd have a lot to say. Jane
why am I being singled
Jane
out?
Jasper wouldn't have to say anything to me, according to her.
You have sex in front of your dogs, don't you?
I would. That's not my objective, but sometimes it does happen.
My dogs are detached observers of me and Jesse having sex.
Interesting.
They
That's
break
what
out
they would be saying.
their clipboards.
I mean, that would be pretty cool if like you're having sex in front of your dogs and they're just like, interesting. Yes, very interesting. Interesting. Like, interesting.
Barbara is a lot smarter than Sean. It's just she knows when it's about to happen and she jumps off the bed and gets into the kennel thing, and then Sean goes in there with her, and then they watch us. But a lot of times
my dogs don't watch; they look away.
Most of the time, they look. They look away. There's first, they're doing that thing, and then they stop. And I never make eye contact with them during the act.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
So I actually don't think I would talk to them about that. I know what I would ask Sean. I would be like, bro, what happened to you before we got you? I'd be like, I'm all ears, man. I would sit down. Well,
Sad.
I'll
It
take
has to be sad.
I'll take as much time as you need to tell me what the hell happened to you in the 2 years before you showed up.
Oh gosh, because he was a little damaged.
I mean,
emotionally.
And it's crazy the transformation that he has experienced and how it continues to unfold over the course of these years. But I'm just like, hey man, tell me your war stories. I gotta know. I gotta know what happened.
Yeah, what have you been through? Jasper has a little bit of that. If anybody, I mean, he's skittish around people that he doesn't know. But even if I, much less anybody, touches like a part of his hind leg, just like graze it, he yelps in like fear.
A specific
Obviously.
leg or any back leg?
Both back legs. And I'd be afraid to ask him because it would just
Even
be so
if you're
heartbreaking.
petting him and then you went down to the back leg, it would happen, or if you touch back leg first and he doesn't know what's happening.
Either way.
Wow.
And but sometimes I've gotten him like super calm, and it's not like he's sensitive. Like what I've done is sometimes I get him in a super calm place and I will like touch all the way down his leg, like like I'm like just try to see if there's any actual injury, and there's not. Like it's not pinpointed.
It's emotional.
It's definitely emotional. I mean, I would want to ask Jade like how does she feel about the walks, because every morning I take the dogs on a walk and I would Jasper really wants to go and Jade never wants to go, and I just want to I just want to know, and I also want to know what are you eating when nobody's around that you have a stomach ache like once a week? What are you finding? Come on now, tell me. What is it? And I would love to be able to communicate to her, okay, because I don't think she knows. When you eat this, it makes you sick. Do not sneak into the bathroom with the kitty litter. We had to put it up on a shelf because they went in there and they started eating every little prize they could find.
Oh God.
But now we elevated the kitty litter thing where they can't get up to it and the cat jumps up there and does his business. But if there's any little morsels that fall of the kitty litter, I think she's going in there and munching those. And I just want to be able to tell her, this is why you're sick now, because 12 hours ago you were eating this stuff again.
She might get it in the moment, but as soon as she loses the ability to
I can't communicate that to her.
talk, she'd probably go back to just being a dog after that. Because I would like to ask Sean and be like, hey, when you bark at things, like when someone is walking in front of our house,
Yeah.
and you get up there and you bark at them,
What are you saying?
like why? What like, do you think that I don't know that they're there? Do you think that I should know? Do you think that they need to know, that you know that they're there?
Yeah, we need to clear that up. There's nothing, you're accomplishing nothing.
Because I need to say, I do think that this would be a useful skill. Like if you hear something at night, like when we're sleeping, if you think somebody's at the house or whatever, you bark then. But during the day when we're just doing something, we don't need it, man. We don't need what you're doing. You're providing, it's not a service. It's actually, it's an annoyance.
But see, this is the appeal of dogs, is that there's a communication barrier, but yet there's a super strong connection. And that's why training is such a fascinating thing, because it is a form of communication across species. And if you removed that challenge, I think you remove the reward of the connection.
Then it's just a furry person?
It's just a furry person.
And there's a group of people who are into that.
And
so.
what if they're what if they say some disappointing stuff? What if we're misinterpreting everything?
Oh gosh, what if they hate us?
I would not want
I
to.
wish you'd never brought me home. Oh, that would be bad. They have the cognitive ability, I have been told. They have my understanding is they have the cognitive ability of like a toddler-ish or a little bit older. And
Okay.
they have the emotional intelligence of a teenager. I don't know exactly what that means, but the emotional intelligence of a teenager.
That's not great though. They're super confused.
But I just think that
teens,
and I could be wrong about what I just said, but their emotional intelligence, like their connection with you, is much more significant than their like ability to problem solve in a way that you can as a human.
If I could talk to my dog in English, I would start telling them things that would undermine the beauty of them being a dog, like what we're about to do. Like, I always think about the fact that my dogs never know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
But especially Jasper is always up for it. Like he always wants to go with me. And then we get and I can tell when I put Jade in the car, she's like, where are we going? I would like to be able to put her at ease a little bit.
Right.
But most of the time, they're not nervous about stuff, and it's just a beautiful thing to just take life as it hits you. You know, no planning, no thought, no forethought. Oh, we're here. Huh? Oh, we're here. Yeah. I didn't know where we were going. Here it is.
They don't even know the concept of going, really, right?
They just know the concept of being.
Right.
It's I don't want to take that away from them by telling them what to expect.
Well, just being able to talk to them, they probably still wouldn't understand the concept. They could just tell you what they're thinking in the moment. Like those dogs that step on the little pads and make and communicate. I have heavy suspicion of this.
Oh yeah?
I don't know. I mean, I know nothing about it, and so I could definitely be wrong. But I've seen the videos, and it just feels like maybe what we're getting is the little slice of those interactions in which it seemed to make sense. But what is not uploaded to TikTok and Instagram is all the times that the dog made no sense at all.
That seems like that could be the case.
You know what I mean? We're seeing a slice.
Yeah, it's called editing.
And if I could go and hang out with that dog who's got this, soundboard to communicate all these complex ideas, and I could see it happen reliably, then I would change my mind. But that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing snippets.
I'm with you on that. And are you with me on this? I don't want to hear what my dogs are thinking. I would rather infer it because I'm believing the best. Even if it is just the best. Like if it's just like, I think it would be a constant, I love you, I want to be with you, I love you. I want to sleep in the bed. I don't want to sleep in my bed. I want to sleep in your bed. And it would just be like a constant.
It would get annoying.
Pet me again because I love you so much. It's like, okay, yeah, I know you love me so much, but like you don't have to keep saying it. I can't stop saying it. Now that you've unlocked the ability for me to say it, that's all I can say.
Yeah, it would get old fast.
Like Up.
Yeah.
Like Up would have been a much better movie without that talking dog. What happened at that point?
Okay. You just really crossed a line.
Mm-hmm. And probably the old guy.
Okay. The dog may have gotten the biggest laughs of the whole movie is from the dog.
Well, come at me.
All right, let's have one more.
Howdy, Rhett Link. My name is Jacob. I'm 23, turning 24 soon on November 16th, so wish me happy birthday if you want.
Happy birthday.
I have a very, very important question for you guys. So please take this seriously. Would you rather every time you open any car door, a chicken spawns and is trying to kill you until you kill it first? Or once a year, at random, an orangutan spawns trying to kill you until you kill it first? Again, this is very serious. There's definitely a right answer. Okay, love you, bye.
Well,
what am I missing? Because this seems very simple to me.
An orangutan killer. I mean, first of all, you can't be tussling with an orangutan.
No, a chicken can't kill me. I don't care how much practice it has had.
I bet you, I mean, every time you open a car door, it's a numbers game at that point to find a chicken who might kill you. And that's interesting. I'm curious. I'd hang out with you if it was only attacking you.
So if I had a
this
chicken,
is the one that's going to peck you in just the right spot.
If I had a chicken who was like a really aggressive chicken, coming talons first, beak first.
You could lose an eye, certainly.
But I know it's happening every single time, and it's a new chicken who can't learn lessons and learn how to fight me. So I kind of know how they behave.
Yeah.
I take the thing, I catch it, I wring its neck, and I've got dinner. Basically every single day. Or I
Oh my gosh, you
I
have
could
so much
donate
dinner.
I could donate it to somebody.
It reminds me of like at the beginning of the Walking Dead zombie apocalypse. They didn't know how the hell they were going to handle these zombies. And then, of course, you stop watching it, and then you're flipping channels, or you're walking through a place, and that Walking Dead show's still happening. And look at what they do to these zombies now. It's just this nonchalant they'll just, poke them in the brain like it's nothing. I think
Really? That's happening now?
Oh yeah. By the just a few months, within a few weeks, you would be getting out of the car and just effortlessly killing that chicken. Like you would have a chicken killing cane. There you go. Anybody want a chicken? Fresh.
Right.
And you just leave it. Or you'd have a truck and you throw it in the back in the fridge.
You would become a master of this procedure.
Yeah, you would be so good at it.
But on the other hand,
and if you'd be waiting for an orangutan to show up once a year, you'd live in a life of fear and
this is a horrible
imminent
scenario.
death.
And let me say, I love orangutans.
Come on, say the G, man.
There
Don't
is
be
no
ashamed.
G. There is no
Just
G.
say it though. It's better. There needs to be a G.
I love them. Like,
what do you call them again?
Orangutan.
Orangutan. That's not how it's said, I don't think.
It is how it's said.
Put a G on the end of orangutan. That's my.
No, that's how we said it growing up when we didn't know.
That's what I want out of this. That's what I want out of life.
Okay.
If I can change anything, it's put a G on the end
You
of
could have the
orangutan.
G. But have you
Go ahead.
watched? Have you watched a video of them?
They all look aged.
They look so wise and this big cheeks.
Even if they're young.
And the eyes.
It's like Benjamin Button monkey.
There's this one video of somebody going by a riverbank, and he's just kind of sitting there on the riverbank, like grabbing stuff from a tree or whatever, and just sort of looking, sort of a little bit sad and a little bit thoughtful. And I just love them.
Jeez.
I just want to be their best friend, but I'm not going to try to bring them into my life in that way.
And I mean, it would kill you really easily. It could just snap your neck. It could yank your arm off and just beat you to death with it.
But I actually don't think that they would.
But if
a chimpanzee is not an orangutan,
if it
it's
had
not a
to,
gorilla.
If it had to.
They would. But I think that if you fall into the chimp enclosure at the zoo, bad news, right? Bad news. If you fall into the gorilla enclosure at the zoo, could be real bad.
Probably not, though.
But probably not. That's why they should have never shot Harambe. I mean, I think about it every day.
But orangutans, they are dangerous, I believe.
I'm super strong, but I think that they would be like.
No, I think that they can be dangerous.
I'm sure they would be, but they're not baboons. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that they would be like interesting.
Okay, so
I'm still on
moving
Team
to
Chicken.
Team Tang?
No, I'm still on Team Chicken because he said under this circumstance that it would be trying to kill me. And so now we have an orangutan that is trying to kill me, and I don't want that.
And to your point of how much you love them, it'd be hard to kill.
I don't want to kill it.
And how with
There's
the cane?
There's not that many.
You're poking it with a chicken cane?
There's not that many of
Good
these
luck with
things
that.
left. I saw a story of an orangutan using a plant to heal its face. Did you see this story?
No.
It had a wound.
Like an aloe plant?
It had a nasty ass wound on its face. And they were like first known observed medicinal use of plants by another species. I don't know, this species or.
Okay.
He literally.
So he's a doctor.
He knew exactly, and he healed himself, man.
Dr. O.
And he just looked so wise. He was like, of course I know this. Of course I know how to do this. Why is this so surprising to you? That's interesting.
Yeah, it's so easy to kill chickens. I mean, it would be like you could do it in your sleep. You could do it in your sleep.
Yeah.
Or you could just crawl out of windows. Roll your window down, just hop on out. Ha! Foiled chickens! He's like, okay, well, I'll try next time.
Well, no, because then next time you get in the car, there'll be another chicken. Now you got to kill two.
Oh, no, they don't keep, you
If you don't kill the chicken, it's it adds another one the next time you get to the car.
You didn't open the car door. It was just lined up for you to open the car door.
I don't know how the rules work. I probably could walk away unscathed from a dozen chickens that want to kill me.
Just kicking them.
Lots of kicking to
football.
keep. Yeah, I kick them to keep them away, and then as they get closer, I wring a neck and wring a neck.
I don't know why you're still saying they. How many doors do you open? Like if you open your door and then you shut it and open it immediately, you can spawn just a factory worth of, like the Purdue chicken plant going to be called.
Maybe it's a minivan and I've got.
Open the door, shut the door. Chicken.
Right.
I mean, you're a chicken maker.
Yeah. And so the question was, there is a right answer. Yeah.
Car door open chickens.
How could there be? Give us a tougher question than this.
Yeah, too easy. We spent way too much time on it. You gave a rec in the last episode, so I feel like I want to give a rec in this episode. I'm gonna give you a book that I listened to as an audio book on Spotify called Tusks of Extinction. Now, it's not for everybody, but it is kind of short. So if you don't like it, it's over before you know it. Tusks of Extinction by Ray Naylor. This is a wild ride, dude. I would recommend not reading too much of the description. I'm trying to figure out how much I want to give away. It's a sci-fi story of I'd already told you something about this. I don't like spoiling stuff, but
you got to give people a reason to read it.
The tusk of extinction is these woolly mammoths that have been genetically brought back in the future. And there's a lot of other futuristic elements that happen such that I'm trying to not give away the most important part. It's very sci-fi, and it involves a person being put into a woolly mammoth.
The conscience of a person.
Yeah.
Consciousness.
Yeah. So it's a pretty cool little story. It's only 4 hours.
I'd be a mammoth if I could.
Yeah. I had fun with that one. The Tusks of Extinction. If you're interested in like sci-fi, conservation, wilderness drama, I think you might like
that.
it.
That sounds interesting. I might check that out.
What are those hairless humans doing to each other on their little big old cushion, squared cushion furniture?
You done my sex. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your questions. Don't forget to continue to send them to us. 1-888-EARPOD1.
Hey, Rhett Link. My name is Devin. I'm from North Carolina. I just realized I have been subscribed to you guys for coming up on 10 years. So, yeah, just wanted to say that. Keep it up. Love it and enjoy it. Yeah.